Hello YouTubers, how's everybody doing? Today is Quick Tip Friday. I'm going to help you maybe fix or diagnose some problems with your vehicle. Today we're going to talk about overheating issues. And of course this is my 1997 Land Rover. Sitting in traffic, it's trying to overheat a little bit, and I've got a pretty good idea what's wrong with it. Just about all the older vehicles today, from when vehicles were even started being made all the way to today, still have these things called clutch fans, and a lot of times these get bad. And also other vehicles have electric fans. And as you can even see here on my 2002 Trailblazer, it also has a clutch fan. So these are pretty common. And you can see as this sets here, it's cold. I should be able to turn this fan a little bit here with some resistance, but after you start it up, it will become real flimsy. Then when that spring starts to turn down there and lets that fluid come into the viscous coupling inside that fan down there, it will start to lock up, and this fan will start to turn much faster. It'll turn the same speed as that pulley down there, and it really blows that air through that radiator, and that's what cools your engine. And here's my little Dodge Neon. It also has a fan, but this one here is an electric fan. If you look down here, you can see we got some blades. And this here is the only thing that will cool your engine down. If this thing goes out, it's 100% guarantee that your engine will overheat. And the way I like to find out if these are working, I simply start it up and turn the air conditioner on. And when you do that, if these things are running, you know they are okay. And as you can see with the air conditioner on, these are working, so this vehicle is okay. Now, just a little side note, if you're still overheating and you notice your fans aren't kicking on, especially when your temperature gauge comes up, there's also a sensor on a lot of these engines that have what we call a temperature sensor, and it sends a signal to the computer, and the computer actually sends another signal back to the to the relay, and it turns this fan on and off. So sometimes you also have to check those sensors and make sure they're okay. But a good way to check your fan is put your hand down here and spin it and see if it works freely. But for today, we are going to be talking about the clutch fans. Okay, now there are other things that can make your car overheat besides a broken clutch fan. For instance, you could have a broken thermostat or a stopped up thermostat, or worst case scenario, you could have a broken head gasket or a blown head gasket in some places, causing coolant to leak out and causing the engine to lose pressure through the coolant. But if you have a clutch fan, most of the time I find sitting in traffic, your temperature gauge goes up and starts to overheat. More than likely, it's this guy right here. And you can see this engine's cold right now, and I can turn it. It has a little bit of resistance, but we're going to start this up and let it run, and we're going to warm it up. And you can see this engine is running. The temperature, it is warm up to operating temperature, and I can hold this clutch fan. Look at this. No resistance whatsoever. So this here is bad, and this is what my problem is. And of course, this is something I don't recommend just by putting your hand down there and holding this, but I've done this before. I know it was broken to begin with. Now what we have to do is basically go ahead and change this out, and I've ordered a new one. And here it is. All I have to do is swap these out, and I'm good to go. Now, the way these work, there's actually a little valve right here, and you see that little spring? Once this thing warms up, it actually lets fluid flow around some discs inside, and when that fluid starts to flow around these discs, this will lock up 1-to-1 ratio, and this clutch fan will spin the same speed as this pulley down here, giving you nice air coming through this radiator, cooling that engine and coolant, and making this engine run a lot cooler. So in a nutshell, these are overlooked all the time. So if you have a vehicle with one of these, definitely get out and check it and make sure it's working. And like I said, after the engine is warm, I should not be able to do this, spin it around with my hand. This should be really tight, and that will keep your engine from overheating. So we're going to go ahead and change this out, and hopefully this will take care of my issue. So off comes the old one, and on goes the new one. And we'll finish tightening this up here real quick. There's our last one, and I'm putting these on with a T40. So that is done. So now we'll go ahead and stick it on the vehicle. And by the way, so you know, on some of these, this one here is off of an old Dodge Raider that I had in '87, and there's a lot of places here where you can actually go in here and adjust this spring, and this will work for you if it's really loose. But on these, nope, can't adjust that one there. Nor can you adjust that one, because that one is fixed into some kind of hot plastic where it holds it in place. Now, I've seen these where you can pull them out and set them in different grooves, but Nope, not for Land Rover. And we got it all back together, and I just simply use a big old thumb wrench here to tighten that down, and it works pretty good. So we got a new clutch fan on. All I got to do now is put my little piece of a shroud up here on the top. All right, so we got that on, and all I got to do is flip this here, and we will be done. And we are done to start it up here. We are done, I should say, and now we'll start it up and see how much air blows out behind here. Okay, it's on, and what a difference. Wow. If I give it some gas, you can hear the air really rushing through there. Even blow dust in my face. So that took care of that problem. So hopefully this will help you guys out. If you have any overheating issues and you have a clutch fan, definitely check that clutch fan. Oh yeah, I love it. All right, kids, that is a wrap. So there we go. We got our new clutch fan in. That should resolve my heating issues, overheating issues, especially stopped in traffic and all that good stuff. So hopefully that helps you guys out. So thanks for watching, guys, and until my next video, I will see you guys later.